Good morning, everyone. Today is going to be a big day at City of Hope. I start out with a gynecology appointment. Then I will go to labs to get blood work. And then I will go to see my oncologist for the results of my blood work and scan results. Yikes. And then after that, I will go to a pain management appointment, and the pain has been much worse, so yikes. And then after that, I will go to my clinical trial observation appointment. If my oncologist approves it, we will see. So a little backstory of the gynecology appointment. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about how my period has been crazy. This is my first period after chemo, and today is day 25 of my period. I have been bleeding all 25 days, and I have been having huge clots some of the days. Yesterday morning, I woke up at 5:30 a.m. and I had like one of those, sorry TMI, ginormous pads on because I've been bleeding a lot. And I said, Kyle, will you help me? My entire butt is wet. And he's like, okay. And basically I had the biggest clots I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it was overwhelming. Kyle actually looked like he was going to faint from it because it was very intense, and he's never been like that.
I'm never squeamish or anything. It was really
very weird.
Very weird.
But we're gonna hopefully get some answers about that, and scan results. So my scan results always upload onto my chart, or usually upload onto my chart before I see my oncologist. Sometimes it's not till right when I go see my oncologist.
Yeah.
But when my results go up on my chart, which is like my online portal, we this whole journey have skipped reading them. We have learned from other cancer patients, don't read it on your own and try to
make sense of it.
Right. Because you're not going to understand it like an oncologist will. And that's true. When we read it, we're like freaked out.
Yep.
It's gibberish to us. We don't understand the lingo. So we usually just wait to see my oncologist before we look. But last time we looked ahead of time because someone said it's good to look ahead of time so you can have questions.
Be prepared.
And so I felt like we're deep enough into this.
Right.
We have enough information to where let's just look. And so we looked last time and it was fine and whatever. And then this time I said, no, I'm too scared to look ahead. Let's just wait to see my oncologist. Because I hate reading scan results. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It like notes everything in your body and...
Everything.
I'm like, does that mean cancer? Does that mean not cancer? What does that mean?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And so Kyle took it upon himself to peek last night at the scan results. And by peek, I mean look and open them.
Yeah.
And if we're understanding it correctly, then it's going to be bad news today. If we are incorrect, please God, let us be incorrect, then hopefully it's going to be all good. But if we are correct, I believe today is going to be bad news. But
we don't know.
We don't know, because honestly it's so confusing. Scan results are so confusing.
And with stage 4, there could be bad results, there could be bad results, there could be kind of good bad results, there could be mediocre bad. So we don't know what level we're at. It's all gibberish. But there were things in there that...
Look, there's a Raiders logo.
There we go.
Kyle's got his Raiders logo, keeping it classy. Sorry, go ahead.
There were things in there that didn't look great, so we definitely have questions prepared since we looked and peeked. And we will find out from the experts what's going on and what this means. So we will find out. And until then, we should just kind of go about our day as we normally would. As much as we can.
Kyle's wearing his cool sweater. Scoot over. Intercept Cancer. And it's a football shirt for the NFL. That is so cool that football people want to intercept cancer.
They raise money once a month. They do it all year long, but they do a once a month clothing apparel release for the NFL. So every team wears this, but they
what month?
I think it's October. It might be breast cancer month. I don't know. But they do it to where all the colors represent the major cancers.
Oh, there's me. I'm white.
Yep.
Lung cancer is white. And I think November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah. And they raise money. All the part of the money when you buy one of these shirts or whatever goes to cancer research. So pretty cool.
Yay. And mine just has hearts.
You look like a Valentine's Day surprise.
I'm a little Valentine's Day girl today because I need some extra love. I bought this for Valentine's coming up, and I also have, let's see if I can do
get your
this.
foot up there?
I used to be flexible before all of my cancer weight gain. Let's see.
Heart socks.
Heart socks. So hopefully the extra love will help us today.
We need it, yeah.
Yeah, we need it. I cried last night when Kyle broke the news to me that he peaked. I wasn't upset at him for peaking. I said, "Why'd you look?" He's like, "I was just convinced it'd be easy to understand and good news." So
I had to send paperwork to
with my medical stuff.
With my medical stuff, and
to your work.
The only test result that popped up was the MRI, and up to this point, they've been very easy to read. Everything's clear, no problem. So I thought it was going to be one of those babe, guess what? I peaked and it's awesome. And it was not, so...
And he's terrible at delivering bad news, apparently.
Yeah.
Because he was making me panic, kind of dragging it out. What? Just tell me what you saw.
And I was white as a ghost, you said?
Yeah.
But here we are. Today's going to be a big day. I think it's going to be a very emotional day. I've been telling Jenny that since last night. That's the feeling I have for today. Because each appointment has some hard conversations, I think. Each one.
I'm very scared for all of them, except for clinical trial. That's easy.
Yeah. But we'll take you along today and...
Did you bring my diary?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. I have to keep notes of my side effects and whatnot for my clinical trial. It's called my diary. I have to put my cream on my port, my numbing cream. Where's my port? Oh, there it is. We are finally home. Today was so long and I'm exhausted, as I'm sure you are as well.
It was a very long day.
It was so long. We got home really late. We didn't film in the car because we left the hospital late and we wanted to get the kids. We needed to eat because I have to take my medicine with, take my medicine with food now. And so we just had to go. And then we put the kids down and now here we are filming to tell you guys what happened. But we want to get it done because we are so exhausted and want to go to bed. Is it just me or you too?
No, I am too. It was a very long day. A lot of things were.
And it was so mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
Because of my love peeking at the scans last night.
Oh.
Okay, so you guys, she knows we're filming. You see it?
As soon as it turns on.
Oh, Dad, I need to be in the camera.
I love you, sweetie.
So we started our day with my gynecologist appointment, and it was because I'm having the crazy heavy period, or the crazy period. Some days are light, some days are really heavy, and I've had so many clots. Today is day 25 of bleeding, and I had 2 large clots while I was at the hospital today in the restroom, but just worth noting. So I went to my appointment, we talked all about what's going on, and it didn't seem like a big surprise to her. It must be common after chemo for my demographic, I'm not sure. And what I didn't realize was today was an impromptu pap smear. Yay, surprise! Lots of fun.
Well, when she said she's going to want to examine you, the nurse before that, I thought to myself, I think that means a pap smear.
Yeah. And so she examined me. He was there for it. You've never been there for that.
No.
He stood by my shoulders and he was really sweet because I had to lay flat. He knew it causes me pain to lay flat, so he was rubbing my shoulder while it was going on. And it was very embarrassing, as any of you who have had one probably know, but you know, they're professionals and they make it fine. But I had a pap smear and she said everything looked normal, and she ordered an ultrasound to make sure everything's okay, and said if anything looks abnormal they'll do a biopsy after the ultrasound, but as of now it looks okay. And she gave me hormones to take for 2 weeks that are supposed to help my body figure itself out, and in the 2 weeks hopefully it will. If it doesn't, we'll talk to her again. I'll see her in 2 weeks. Right. So we'll figure that out. While she was examining me, she looked at my stomach and she said, oh, you have a hernia. I said, yeah, I do. How'd you know? She said, I can see it. And I didn't know it was visible. So it's like visible through my belly button, or on my belly button. And I told her I had a pretty crazy weight gain with the steroids. I gained 70 pounds in a year. And she said that weight gain could cause it, weakening of the abdomen muscles, which you guys know how weak I was from immunotherapy, and chemo really breaks you down too. And so the hernia happened in that time, and so I think it was all of the above just contributed to the hernia. I just thought it was really cool that she could see it, and then she explained to me what I was looking at, and I see it too now that she explained it to me. I just wasn't used to my new belly because of the weight gain, so I didn't really think anything of it, but now I know what it looks like. It's kind of cool. Yeah. And while we were at the gynecology appointment, do you say gynecology appointment or gynecologist appointment?
Gynecology appointment,
so
and you saw a gynecologist.
While we were at the gynecology appointment, we thought we were having signs. I was having my pap smear. There were 4 of us in the room, and a nurse opens the door during it. Like, she can't see anything, but she opens the door and says, you guys push the button on the wall for me? And everyone said, no, we didn't. And no one pushed the button on the wall.
But it was lit up.
But it was lit up like someone pushed it. And then after that, I had to go pee in a cup, and he came with me to hold all my stuff while I peed in the cup. And I'm washing my hands, and the speaker on the wall starts talking to me. I'm like, what the heck? And the nurse was like, hi, you pushed the button on the wall for a nurse? Do you need us? I said, no, I don't think I did. She's like, oh, well, it lit up. And I said, okay. She's like, well, just hang it up and we'll leave you alone.
It wasn't us.
And I said, thank you so much. It was really weird. And I don't know what the sign was, but it felt like we were getting some kind of sign. So after that appointment, I went and did blood work to test all my levels. And then we had time between the blood work and my appointment with my oncologist. And we went and had lunch outside, which was very nice. A bird flew up to me, or walked up to me by my feet. It was really cute. And so I gave it some crumbs. And anything I'm missing yet?
No, not up to that point.
Okay, and then we went to see my oncologist for scan results, and oh my gosh. And of course they were nicer than ever, as always.
I'll take the scan results.
Yes.
So it started out with seeing your NP, who came in positive as always. And of course, remember, I peeked a little bit and was a little worried about what the scan said. So he came in and started off by asking questions about your health and your pain and period and all that. And then he said, okay, so we got your scans and the chest looks good. So basically the chest was pretty stable. And then there was a little something that showed up in the abdomen, belly area, that was like a lymph node.
A lymph node that was a little bit larger.
A little bit larger, but he said, no concern right now, just monitor. Let's keep an eye on it. Then, so he was done talking about that, and he was overall really positive.
So chest scan was stable, and one lymph node was a little larger.
But it was good overall.
But good overall.
Then we got to the MRI, and he said, good, but there were 3 lesions in the brain that were about the size of the tip of a pencil. So tiny, like microscopic, not even able to be measured.
Like they didn't have any measurements.
There's no measurements. It's just they noted.
But 3, in the past, when I had them, they had measurements, right?
Yep. So 3 tiny microscopic white spots. Now these spots were not there before. These aren't left over from previous spots. These are in different places. So they are new. They are not ready to call, because of the size and because of the shape. There's nothing to give it any definition right now, according to him. So they are just going to monitor these 3 spots for 4 weeks, do a new MRI, and see what they've done in those 4 weeks. If they've grown, then they can pretty much say, okay, that's cancer, and then go through with targeted radiation, brain radiation, which he's done before. Which when we cross that bridge, we'll cross that bridge. And you know, this is where we were concerned. We were wondering if that meant you were going to have to stop this clinical trial. And he said, first off, no, because right now, these aren't confirmed anything. We could just monitor these and then they don't do anything next time or whatever. But if it is, by the next time we get the scan and it looks like cancer, they said we can continue with blue as long as the chest keeps going in the right direction, and then they would target brain radiation up here. And so far, things can always change with clinical trials, but as of right now, your doctor said that they could do targeted brain radiation and keep you on blue. So it doesn't,
as of right now.
As of right now.
It could change.
So that doesn't necessarily, so long story short, he ended with that. very positive. So then we were kind of told right then that we're going to continue with clinical trial, but that they have a new strategy. And then your doctor came in to just kind of final exam, check her. He gave me some homework because there's the 3 spots that they're going to monitor. He wants me to kind of make sure that some of her functions are good. So like there's an eye test that he gave me to do for her. There's a finger to nose touching test that he gave me to do for her.
This.
Yep.
And he has to move it really fast.
And then there's and he called it Ricky Tikki Tavi. I don't know. He used some really long
that sounds really funny.
Medical term.
It was something cool like that. And then my nurse said to
read a poem out loud?
Read a poem, a different poem every day to Kyle. Because something could happen. We're looking for signs that it's growing.
Right.
And so if we have a sign that it's growing, then we tell my doctor right away.
Right.
And
then they get you for a scan and
they'll do whatever they do.
Right. So that was that, and overall pretty positive. The new strategy that they're coming up with, the other people who have been in this study have found that if you split the dose up between the day, that it's more effective. And she doesn't have to fast anymore. Now it needs to be with food. So now she's going to take her 4 pills a day that she was doing, but instead of doing all as a chunk in the morning, there's going to be 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening.
10 to 12 hours later.
10 to 12 hours. So then that's going to give you more of a flow throughout the day.
So that it's like a steady level in my body.
Right.
Versus just one time and then it wears off and then one time.
Right.
It's trying to have a more steady thing, right?
Yeah. So we get to continue with clinical trial. We got an overall pretty stable scan of the chest and lungs. And we've got 3 little spots in the brain that are the size of a pencil tip that we're going to monitor for the next 4 weeks. Get a new scan.
He showed me a pen instead of pen tip.
Okay.
But he also did say pencil.
Yeah.
But I saw pen.
So tiny. He said 10 years ago they probably wouldn't have picked up these little spots. The machines are so great nowadays that that's, we caught it that early if it is something. So, overall, definitely not as bad as it could have been and not as good as it could have been. So
I think we cried more than we needed to last night.
I do.
With Kyle's delivery of the scan results.
Yeah.
Which is why we don't check them on our own.
No.
You can continue if you want. It's your choice. But that's, sorry for Shiloh. That's why we don't check them. But am I happy that there are 3 new tiny lesions in my brain? No. Am I sad? Yes. Will I cry about it? Yeah, probably. Am I scared? Yeah. But my team is literally so amazing. They made me feel so taken care of and safe that I trust that they're going to do whatever they need to do to help us. So I feel okay about it. They really help me feel good. And so I'm grateful.
And me too. And both of them sat there and stared at us and said, questions, more questions, more questions. They just kept wanting to make sure that we were okay and that we understood.
They even said we could book another appointment to talk about it with someone else.
Yeah.
My radiation oncologist.
But we said
and
we
said,
okay.
no, we'll see him in the 4 to 6 weeks. Did we say that's when I'm getting my next scan?
Yep.
And will you say what my NP suggested for the brain MRIs?
Oh, yeah. So you guys know my sweet dear lady here has been experiencing a lot of pain, especially when laying flat. And as soon as we heard there are 3 tiny spots in there, everybody thinks, oh great, more MRIs, which are really painful.
And laying down for brain radiation.
And possibly,
not yet, but...
Yeah. So her NP on his own suggested that she do an MRI under sedation. And, where she's knocked out and she doesn't feel the pain. And And I'm thinking in my head, as soon as he says it out of his mouth, beautiful, I absolutely love that idea.
That's kind of what you were saying.
Yep.
And I was like,
and she was going, oh, I don't know about that. Let me think about it. Which I understand. You got to process information. It was a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But I stepped in and I rubbed her shoulder and I said, that's a wonderful idea. Let's go with that if you're okay with it. And he, of course, said, don't feel pressure to choose right now, but I want you to know it's an option. Think about it. And we were doing your
I was
EKG.
just afraid. I'm just afraid of change.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid of being a diva or difficult or like over the top, like, wow, VIP treatment or something. I don't know.
And I told her that many of you have suggested.
I know, we've seen it in the comments. Be
sedated when you do these scans. Some people can only do it under sedation because of whatever the reason is.
It's just this pain.
And
it's always here.
She went through her EKG like a champ today, had to lay.
For clinical trial.
Which you'll see a clip of
and that. I wasn't even fully flat.
No, but she was in agony. I could see it. Her face was just doing this. And that was
a quick EKG.
That was probably 10 minutes, maybe tops. Anyway.
It was so bad. I don't know why it was so bad.
She then afterwards looked at me and said, I've made my decision. I'm going to go ahead and take up my MP and do that.
So I need to tell him.
So we need to tell him. He said, let him know.
Oh.
She's going to let him know. So that's going to be a good thing going forward. I really think so. And so then after all that meeting with the doctors, they made sure we were on the same page. You met with your clinical trial nurse, who was amazing as always. We get to stay with her longer because we get to stay on the clinical trial. We went to the research center, took your dose, did your EKG. Everything went well after that. And
while we were at the clinical trial building, I met someone who has the same gene mutation as I do. Mine is Exon 20, EGFR Exon 20, and I haven't met anyone else with it, have I? I feel like I might have had someone else email about it, and maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know. But this was the first person I met with it, and she was so nice. Her and her daughter, they were so great. So hi guys, it was nice seeing you. And the nurse was so nice. The nurses are always so nice.
So nice.
And we talked about Disneyland, his obsession.
Yeah, she was
also mine.
She was a Disney fan and a pass holder, and we were just talking about our favorite place. And so overall, I think.
I ran out of time in the day. I couldn't do my pain management appointment because with everything, there wasn't enough time in the day. So I'm going to do a televideo appointment tomorrow for that.
Which is a very important appointment because there's a lot of pain going on. And your NP brought up some suggestions to bring up to the pain doctor. So we'll talk about that. But
you'll have to help me make notes because Kyle won't be here. He'll be at work. But so I'll need notes because I chicken out.
But overall, we're just staying on the ride for a little bit longer.
We're gonna keep fighting. We're gonna keep enjoying life, and we are going to keep praying and hoping.
Yep. Oh, can I say on there? This sweatshirt got a lot of love today.
So did mine.
Yeah,
Both of ours.
Both of ours. Yours was getting all kinds of love today. Everyone was saying, where did you get it? You can't buy anything with hearts right now. She's going on Amazon.
I got it on Amazon.
Hey, just type in heart sweatshirt and there it is.
Yeah.
So, we got some compliments on our fashion today.
I love that though, intercept cancer.
Yeah, pretty cool.
The kids were with my dad. No, Winnie was with my dad all day until he picked up Ellis from school, and then he brought them to my sister's house, and my sister and her husband watched them. So thank you everyone for taking care of our babies. It means so much to us. It's so hard being away from them for so long, and you guys make it easier. by
They do.
taking care of them and loving them like we do. So thank you.
Yep. Thank you guys.
We are going to go to bed now. If I forgot to say anything, I will tell you guys about it tomorrow because I'm filming tomorrow because I have 2 appointments tomorrow. So I will let you know if I forgot anything. Oh, what are you doing? And I appreciate you all so much. Thank you guys for always leaving the encouraging comments and sharing your stories and all of the prayers and advice. You guys are so great. And to any professionals out there, sorry if we butchered any of the knowledge of this cancer stuff. We're learning.
Learning on the fly.
We are learning. I think that's everything we meant to cover. If not, I'll let you guys know. Thank you for watching. I love you and appreciate you all. Bye.
Bye.